What I'm about to share with you not only changed my career, but it also changed my life and my family's life. And it definitely has the power to change yours too. Hi, I'm Maddie Coons. I'm a proud mom to two very active little boys. I'm a former school teacher and now have built a successful real estate business, all while running a household as well. When I started my real estate journey, my husband Mark was also an agent at Coldwell Banker. He was the one to bring up eXp Realty a few years back. He said he did a lot of research and had a good feeling about this company and was looking into switching brokerages. You should know, Mark has a background in economics and normally has a very good sense about these things. At that time, I was just working on getting my license and I resisted strongly. I told him I needed training and support and I just couldn't see that happening at this cloud-based brokerage, which at that time was fairly new to our area. He respected that. I got licensed, joined the Coldwell Banker team, and got to work. We were successful at our old brick and mortar brokerage. We won awards, built a team, had a good thing going, but we got to a point where we needed more guidance, more systems and tools in order to continue growing and be able to scale our business, which we just weren't receiving. I now understood Mark's point of view much better. Yes, it was definitely an I told you so moment, so we started researching different brokerages. We connected with Thomas and Courtney Calla, and they asked us what we truly wanted to change in our business. And the answer to that was fairly simple: to continue growing, but not sacrifice family time in order to do that. Thomas and Courtney sent us a video to watch, and then we ran our numbers based on the video, and we just couldn't ignore what we saw. This cloud-based, technology-driven brokerage had grown and was clearly disrupting the old-school real estate model. eXp offered us something we hadn't been able to find anywhere else: a platform that embraced innovation, collaboration, and flexibility. It wasn't just about selling homes, it was about building a sustainable, scalable business on our own terms. I was amazed at how innovative and radically different this model was compared to any other real estate brokerage I had seen operating in the old school way, the way real estate had been since the beginning of time. As we were researching, we definitely found there are a few copycats out there in terms of trying to clone the eXp model. But when we were looking at the profitability of this company and what it has to offer compared to the others, eXp was strides ahead. Now, they always say to be financially successful, you need to build multiple streams of income through revenue share and stock ownership. I wouldn't just be renting a brokerage anymore, I would be owning one, which is exactly what we coach all of our clients to do, right? Why rent when you can own? And at that same time, I'm building those multiple streams of income. As realtors, we're often taught that there's only one way to grow a real estate business: do lots of transactions, build a big local team, rent office space, buy leads, hire more agents, do more and more transactions, then rinse and repeat, more and more overhead and risk. This old school plan just didn't work for me. As a mom, despite excelling in my profession, I cherish the importance of being present for my family, especially for my two boys as they grow. I want to be there to support them, be there to watch their sports, attend their school activities. This constant tug of war between my career and my motherhood was challenging. I absolutely love working in real estate, but I will never sacrifice my family for my career. So I questioned, how can I expand my real estate business without compromising my role as a mother? Everything changed for me once I watched that video and understood the eXp model. I was so excited by what I saw. It was innovative, it was smart, it was forward-thinking. It held a spot for an agent like me to build and build big. Like most people, I started second-guessing myself. I wasn't sure if it was the right move, so we sat down and ran the numbers again and again. Any way we cut it, we would be paying less fees, have mentorship, and have tools at our fingertips to better serve our clients. But what I saw through eXp's model also meant that I was no longer tied to my local area, which means I was perfectly positioned to scale. So the question is this: what in the world compelled us to leave a successful team that we built to rebrand completely and start from scratch? The decision that we made that day changed our life and our future. And I'm here with you today to show you exactly what I saw. Industries are transformed when disruptive technology is introduced. Blockbuster is a perfect example. Blockbuster Video was a massive $5 billion company with over 9,000 brick-and-mortar stores. They completely dominated the industry, right? Netflix, on the other hand, had no stores, but they came along with a new model that grew into streaming video, and within a few short years, they had put Blockbuster out of business. The same thing happened with the travel industry. Do you remember going to your travel agency, sitting down with your agent to book a vacation or a cruise? Not anymore. Travelocity, Hotels.com, and all the other travel sites, they changed all of that. We've seen the same thing happen with the taxi industry and Uber, and it happened with the hotel and accommodation industry with Airbnb. Airbnb doesn't own any hotel rooms. They're also a cloud-based company. Perhaps the most obvious example of industry disruption is the retail industry and Amazon. There are thousands of brick-and-mortar stores that shut down every single year, while Amazon is doing better than ever. Across the board, cloud-based companies have disrupted these industries. And now that same industry-changing disruption is happening in real estate. eXp Realty has brought the most innovative changes we've seen in real estate in over 100 years. The old-school real estate brokerage model typically works like this. There's a big international company at the top, RE/MAX, Century 21, Coldwell Banker, Sotheby's. You've heard of those. Then they divide the country into regions. From there, they create franchises, which brokers and owners purchase. Those brokers and owners then have to hire managers and recruiters and office staff who all need a place to go. So they rent office space and buy equipment and pay utilities. The brokers and owners take on most of the risk, paying for the office space, then paying to fill it with copy machines, internet, desks, computers, and coffee pots. Underneath all those expenses is the agent who prospects the client, does the transaction, and collects a commission, which then needs to pay for all of that overhead. Their commissions get divided up to pay the broker who pays the franchise, who pays the region, who pays the big international company at the very top. This model is all fine and good. It's clearly worked for several decades. But now the internet exists, making this top-heavy model incredibly difficult to sustain long-term. eXp Realty is the new model that eliminates costly commercial office space because it's all in the cloud, which means it eliminates millions of dollars of bloated expenses. Just like Airbnb and Uber don't carry all of that overhead, neither does eXp, which means all that freed up money now goes back to making the agents' businesses and lives better in two major ways. The first is that it invests in creating and providing the best business systems possible to support agents. Systems to help streamline their work so they can do more in less time, meaning more business can be accomplished. The second is that it puts more money back into the agent's pocket. Through eXp's model, we're seeing more agents begin to think like CEOs instead of employees, and they are building very robust, profitable, and scalable businesses in a variety of ways. At eXp, the agent, that's you, is not at the bottom like the old model. Instead, the agent is at the top because we actually share in the ownership of the company, and we're backed directly by a multi-billion-dollar international tech company. My efforts to increase my business and the businesses of other agents around me directly impacts me because I hold ownership in eXp. Let's break down how and why this works so well. There are three major components to eXp's innovative model. First is our cloud office. It's a virtual office that allows you to work from anywhere. These are the business systems that I was telling you about that allow you to streamline your work and create more efficiencies in your business. eXp World is a cloud campus that allows you to attend meetings and classes and collaborate seamlessly with agents around the world. Have a question for your broker? Simply walk into their office during office hours and ask. An agent's ability to access their broker, company resources, collaborate with other agents, and attend classes is unparalleled with eXp World. At my previous brokerage, I was limited to my local office for support and resources. At eXp, agents are able to cross-train without geographical limitations. I'm now able to use my teaching skills to help agents around the world. Do I have to get on a plane and fly all over? Not at all. Instead, I sit down at my computer, log into eXp World, get access to a beautiful conference room, put my slide deck up on the virtual wall, and begin teaching from the comfort of my home office. Agents are able to raise their hands, ask questions, just like they would if they were meeting in person, which creates incredible discussions and an environment for learning and growth. With eXp's technology, you're able to get any question you have answered and answered fast. Have a question about a commission check? Head to accounting and ask. Need tech support? The Tech Outpost is open 24 hours a day. Looking for more education? Aren't we all? Good news, there's over 80 hours of live education every single week. And even better, it's being taught by other successful agents that are in the trenches with you right now. How amazing for me, an agent in Kelowna, Canada, to have the ability to learn from mega team leaders in Toronto, Vancouver, California, and New York. You cannot put a price tag on that kind of collaboration. It's literally shaved years off of me trying to figure everything out by myself in my business. You can attend classes that cover lead generation, social media, CRM management, farming, marketing, and so much more. Let me ask you a question. How much education and collaboration does your current company offer you? What is your current ability to pick up the phone and have access to advice from people that are 5 or 10 years ahead of you in this business? Because let me tell you, the amount of education combined with collaboration at eXp is like nothing I've ever seen before in this industry. On top of that, every agent at eXp gets the most powerful CRM lead generation platform available today. It's called KV Core. You've probably heard of it. Non-eXp agents pay in the realm of $600 a month for this service. That's $7,000 a year. This system sends buyer and seller leads right to your phone. Clients who are ready to buy or sell or both right now. And KV Core is included for every agent at eXp as part of their small monthly tech fee, which is $139 in Canada and $85 in the US. KV Core is an industry-leading system that provides you with a personalized IDX website, CRM, email and text campaigns, squeeze pages, landing pages, making lead capture and maintenance so much easier. There's also a ton of training on how to set up this system all by yourself. You also get SkySlope, which is the top transaction management software in the industry. Let's talk about marketing collateral, which is always a concern for agents as well. Well, good news. The eXp Marketing Center has a ton of marketing material to choose from, and it's all in the cloud, so it's easy for every agent to simply plug and play. Need an open house flyer? We've got you covered. Postcard mailers, signs, business cards, social media posts, it's all there in the eXp Marketing Center. Simply plug in your info and you're good to go. Literally everything you need to run not only an incredibly efficient business, but also a scalable business is provided for you. It's just a matter of you deciding to leverage it. Now, if you still want to go into a physical office, we understand. There's power and efficiency in that as well. Every eXp agent receives a Regis membership, so you can use any one of their thousands of flexible workspaces. And not only that, but you get to meet and get to know other professionals working in that space, not just real estate agents that you would find in your old school brokerage offices. These spaces are beautiful and incredibly functional, giving teams of all sizes an inspiring environment to focus and collaborate in. Workspace locations are in every major town, city, and transport hub worldwide. Think of the opportunities with this at your disposal. Want to extend your family vacation? Book office space in the city that you're traveling to. These are the features of the Cloud Office, which is the first major component to eXp Realty. The second major component to eXp is the Agent Equity Program. eXp agents own the company together as stockholders, a publicly traded, multi-billion-dollar company with zero debt. We're traded on the NASDAQ with all the big boys like Apple, Amazon, Google, and our ticker symbol is EXPI. At eXp, when you sell your first home each anniversary year, you get stock in the company. When you reach your commission cap, you get stock in the company. When an agent you brought to the company sells their first home, you get stock in the company. Can you begin to see how this creates an environment for collaboration amongst agents? We all own portions of the same company, so we're all working towards the same goal. When one agent at eXp wins, we all win. Now, if you're a top producing agent, we call them icon agents. You can get up to $16,000, your entire cap, back in stock if you hit certain production numbers and cultural goals within your anniversary year. This component is worth you sitting down with a notebook and pencil and doing the math. It's incredibly powerful. On top of that, yes, there's more. There is also an agent equity program that you can enroll in if you'd like. It's totally optional and totally amazing if you ask me. We chose to opt in from day one. Should you decide to enroll, eXp will allow you to take 5% of your commission checks and buy eXp stock at a 5% discount. I'm not sure what your financial advisor would tell you, and this decision is completely up to you, but as an independent contractor, this is a huge asset to my business. The third major component to eXp is the revenue share plan. Now, we need to understand that a revenue share plan is very different than a profit share plan, because revenue and profit, as we all know, are two very different things. Revenue is your total earnings without any expenses deducted. Profit, however, is total revenue minus all expenses. I don't know about you, but my revenue line item and my profit line item look fundamentally different in the sense that one tends to always be quite a bit larger than the other. If a business can show no profit, then a profit share plan has nothing to share. On the flip side, a revenue share plan always pulls numbers directly off the top before expenses are deducted. At eXp, when you sponsor an agent and they sell a home, you get a percentage of that commission. And that percentage comes from the eXp portion of the split, not the agent's. So let's break this down a bit, because whether you ever sponsor an agent at eXp or not, the revenue share plan is one of the most important components to eXp, as it supports agent collaboration, which always helps the growth of an agent's business. Agents you directly sponsor or partner with are in your first tier, and you receive 3.5% of their gross commission until they reach their cap of $16,000 company dollars. So the maximum revenue share you can receive from an agent in your first tier is $2,800 per agent. Your first 3 tiers are unlocked without directly sponsoring any agents. Now, from tier 2, you receive 4% of the gross commission from those agents until they cap, which is a maximum of $3,200 per agent on tier 2. So you actually receive more revenue share from your tier 2 than your tier 1 because you've expanded past your own business and have now focused on helping others. Now, when you've created 5 tier 1 partnerships with producing agents, that unlocks revenue share on tier 4, which are the agents your tier 3 attracts to the company. So tier 1 agents are the ones you personally attract, and tier 2 agents are the ones your tier 1 agents personally attract, and so on and so forth. And it goes down for 7 tiers. Creating circumstances for agents to collaborate is a big part of the company culture, which is why you see agents building bigger than ever and more innovative than ever. As you attract more agents to the company, you can unlock more tiers. So when you attract 5 producing agents to the company, it unlocks tier 4. When you attract 10 producing agents, it unlocks tier 5, and so on until you unlock 7 tiers. As you can imagine, financially aligning agents into tiered partnerships suddenly changes agents' behavior. Instead of constantly competing with one another, we see agents collaborating on a massive scale. So instead of going at it alone or paying huge sums for coaching, agents are now able to tap into resources that have never been available to them before. Let's be honest, real estate has never been for the faint of heart. It's an incredibly competitive industry that, if you're not careful, will consume you. With demanding clients, never-ending transactions, and cutthroat colleagues, not to mention the toll of being responsible for people's biggest financial and emotional investments, It can be like a hamster wheel that is always picking up speed and you can never get off because what you did last year always needs to be repeated, but better the following year. Under eXp's model, with the opportunity to gain stock in the company, paired with the ability to partner with other agents around the world and create passive income, agents suddenly have the opportunity to create multiple revenue streams. And instead of being captive by the industry, agents with careful planning and diligent effort are able to insulate their businesses and, like other professionals, create an exit strategy. I want you to do a little bit of math for me, okay? Write down these numbers. The first number is $2.35 million. The next number is 4%, and the third number is $94,000. So what do these numbers mean? If you want to retire and you've worked really hard and you've been incredibly disciplined to save an investment of $2.35 million, which I think we can agree is not easy to do, most financial advisors will tell you that you can take 4% of that investment every year to live off of without eroding your principal investment. If you had $2.35 million of investments and each year pulled 4% of that, you will have created a passive yearly income of $94,000. So let's take a look at another way to arrive at the same amount in passive income, but with the revenue share system. If you attract 5 productive agents, and those agents each do the same, you'd end up with 5 agents in your first tier, which would yield you $14,000 a year in passive income. If those 5 agents bring 5, you'd have 25 agents on your second tier, which would yield you $80,000 a year in passive income. Add those together, and just like that, you've produced $94,000 in passive income, skipping over the minor step of saving over $2 million. So not only do I get to create an incredible revenue stream for me and my family, I now also get to collaborate with agents across the country and help them improve and increase their businesses. If I'm being honest, this has been the surprise of my life and has vastly improved my own business in immeasurable ways. It's also given me the opportunity to continue using my teaching skills and still be a teacher, but in my own way. So let's play with some numbers, shall we? I told you when I saw the model, I did a lot of math and I ran a lot of scenarios, and I'd encourage you to do the same because we want to use data to make informed decisions in our businesses. What if you attracted 10 productive agents and they each did the same? What would those numbers look like? In that scenario, you'd have 10 agents on your first tier, which would yield you $28,000 a year, and 100 agents on your second tier, which would yield you $320,000 a year, for a total of $348,000 a year, or $29,000 per month in passive income. That's an incredible compensation for contribution. Sure, it might take you 5 years to accomplish it, but remember how much you have to save and invest in order to create $94,000 of passive income for your retirement? $2.35 million. I think we can agree that number would also probably take 5 years or more to accomplish. So let's be clear, are all agents you attract going to be fully capping agents? Of course not. That's like thinking every single one of your kids is also going to be a straight A student. And is every agent you attract going to bring 10 more with them? Again, no. Some will bring 8, others will bring 0, and others will bring 18. Participating in agent attraction is totally optional. You don't have to do it in order to reap the benefits of collaboration that comes with it. You don't have to attract any agents if you don't want to. But isn't it nice to know that if you have a friend that decides to join the company, you'll be compensated for your efforts? At the end of the day, there are a variety of reasons that agents join us here at eXp. Some agents come for the cloud office and robust business systems. It helps them sell more homes. Others come for the amazing education offered and the collaboration that can be created. Others love the ability to earn stock or obtain health insurance. And some just love the simple, low-cost fee structure, which is outlined as follows. Every agent in the company is on the same commission structure, 80-20 split, with a $16,000 annual cap. So once you reach $80,000 in GCI, you've reached your $16,000 cap, and you go to a 100% split with a $250 in the US and $285 in Canada per transaction fee. After you do 20 transactions at $250 or $285, you reach what we call icon status. That's when you can receive up to your entire $16,000 cap that you've paid to the company back in the form of stock. After that, your transaction fee drops down to $75 per transaction for the rest of the year. By the way, for agents that work in high-end marketplaces and don't normally do high volume of transactions, the other way to reach icon status and be eligible to earn your full $16,000 cap back in stock is by earning a total gross commission of $500,000 with at least 10 transactions. Back to the fees. In Canada, there is a one-time startup fee of $199, which includes your first month's cloud brokerage fee. Then $139 monthly, which pays for all the systems. There's a $17 risk management fee per month and a $29 per transaction broker review fee, just to make sure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. In the US, the startup fee is $149 and then only $85 a month, along with the $25 broker review fee per transaction and a $40 per transaction risk management fee that caps at $500 per year. So you'll never pay more than $500 per year for E&O insurance. And that's it, eXp in a nutshell. The growth of this company is extraordinary. We're now at over 90,000 agents worldwide and growing every single day. eXp is the largest independent company on the planet, and it's the fastest growing real estate company in the history of real estate. Let that sink in. We're currently in the US, Canada, the UK, Germany, Australia, Hong Kong, and we just opened up in a whole host of other countries too. Dubai, South Africa, Brazil, Portugal, France, and as you can imagine, many more to go. The growth is astonishing to watch, and the collaboration and support are absolutely incredible to experience. If you'd like to join us, you'd be welcomed with open arms. If you're still not sure this is the right fit for you, share this video with trusted friends and ask their opinion on it. Then work the numbers. Do the math. Run sample numbers under this model, remove constraints, and imagine what your business and life could look like. If you have any further questions, please use the link below to schedule a call with me on my calendar, and let's chat about it. Or come say hi on Instagram. My handle is @Maddie_Coons. If another agent sent you here, reach out to them and say yes to this amazing opportunity. Listen, I want to help you change your career, and more than that, change your life. My goal is to empower agents, especially women and moms, to not only survive, but thrive in this beautiful industry. There is room for you, and you can build a robust and scalable business that complements your lifestyle. Hear me when I say this, there has never been a company and a leadership team that has the financial future of the agent in mind like eXp. We're on a mission to support and uplift the industry by supporting and uplifting you, the agent. We're changing the industry together through helping agents realize their dreams of not only time freedom, but financial freedom as well. And remember, eXp is one team, one dream, and together we are truly building one big fire. Thank you for listening. I'm so glad you're here, and I hope to talk to you soon.